Nihao and welcome in NiHaoPutaoJiu. My name is Vincent, I'm 26, I'm French, I live in Guangzhou and I've decided to make a video blog about wine. The concept of NiHaoPutaoJiu is very simple. Each week I'm going to introduce to you one wine region and its characteristics. And obviously, since wine is all about tasting, we're going to try out one wine together. Alright? The first wine region that we're going to discover together in NiHaoPutaoJiu is Bordeaux. Bordeaux is located in the southwest of France. There are more than 60 appellations in Bordeaux, producing red, white, rosé, sweet wines, claret, and even sparkling wine. An appellation is a legal frame indicating the origin of a wine. Almost all the wine-producing countries in the world have a system of appellation. In France, it's called AOC. In Italy, it's called DOC. In Spain, it's called DO, for instance. Today, we're going to focus on the red wines from Bordeaux. You probably already heard names like Margaux, Pauillac, Saint-Émilion, Pomerol. All those appellations produce some of the finest wines in the world. The best wines from Bordeaux are ranked into classification system according if they're located on the right or on the left side of the Garonne, which is a river that goes through the Bordeaux wine region. Below those prestigious appellations, you also have some regional Bordeaux, which are way more affordable. The red wines from Bordeaux are very well known for the blends of their emblematic grapes, Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot. A blend is when you mix different grapes to make a wine. For instance, in Bordeaux they use Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot, but sometimes they also mix it with Cabernet Franc, with Petit Verdot, with Malbec, with Carmenere, so you have a lot of different possibilities. In terms of tasting profile, the wine from Bordeaux can be very different according to the place they grow in and also the philosophy of the winemaker. There are more than 7,000 producers in Bordeaux and as many wines. On the west side of the Garonne River, you're going to have what people call the left bank, which is composed of Médoc and Pessac-Léognan. These wines are going to be dominated by Cabernet Sauvignon. As a result, you're going to find in these wines some aromas of cassis, of blackberries, some spices as well, and the wine will tend to be more concentrated, powerful and tannic. In the east side of the Garonne River, you're going to find the right bank, which is dominated by Merlot and Cabernet Franc. The wines from the right bank are going to have more aromas of plum and also some jammy flavors. As a result, the wines will also be richer, softer and rounder. I think this quick introduction to Bordeaux is enough for you to have an overview of the region. So now we can try wine. To introduce to you the Bordeaux Reds, I have chosen a very typical Bordeaux, a kind of benchmark of the Bordeaux taste. The name of this chateau is Chateau Pellatour. The history of the Chateau Pellatour begins in the 14th century. However, the modern era of this chateau begins quite recently, in the 90s, when the estate was purchased by the Dourdes Group. The Chateau Pellatour is a pretty big estate located in the Entre-deux-Mers appellation, in between Bordeaux and Saint-Émilion. The vineyard is planted to 82% Merlot, 9% Cabernet Sauvignon, 7% Cabernet Franc and 2% Petit Verdot. The Chateau Pellatour Reserve is a Bordeaux Supérieur. A Bordeaux Supérieur is an appellation from Bordeaux, a regional appellation, which is higher in quality than the Bordeaux AOC. The Chateau Pellatour Reserve have been aged in oak barrel for 12 months. When a wine is put in oak, it's going obviously to give him some oak flavors, some oak notes, but also it's going to affect its capacity to age. Another thing is that when a wine is put in oak, it's going to have more complexity. The perfect temperature to drink Chateau Pellatour is between 15 and 16 degrees. The temperature is a very important factor when you drink wine. Indeed, if you drink it too cold, you're not going to fully appreciate it because you won't feel everything. The blend of the Chateau Pellatour 2013 is made of 75% of Merlot and 25% of Cabernet Sauvignon. Alright, I think we've talked enough and now we can try this wine. So the first thing that you have to do when you try a wine is to take a look at its color. This wine has a very intense garnet color. The second step after looking at the wine is to smell it. Okay, so here the nose is slightly wooden. You have also a lot of tight black fruits, a little bit of spices. The nose is very feminine. You can already say on the nose that it's going to be a very elegant wine. And of course, the last thing you do when you try a wine, you drink it. The palate of this wine is very balanced. The note of oak that we are finding in the nose here are very discreet, very well integrated. The tannins are not aggressive at all. They are very silky, it's not overwhelming, it's very fine. If I had to describe this wine in 3 words, I would say that it's fresh, it's elegant, but it's also very easy drinking. In terms of food and wine pairing, this wine is very polyvalent.
The Chateau Pelato Reserve would perfectly pair with Hainan chicken rice, BBQ pork bone, or Beijing duck, for instance.
Okay, I think it's over for today. Thank you very much for watching the first episode of NiHaoPutaoJiu. I hope that you like it. I hope that you also learned a lot of things about wine today. See you very soon for a new episode, and obviously, don't forget to drink wine.